Hey everybody, Bryn here from Colonial again. Just want to talk to you a little bit about what we're doing in our modified high tunnel. I'm calling it a modified high tunnel because our traditional high tunnel setting, you're going to be growing in the ground in a structure covered like this. What we've done is we've brought in soil media and we're planting it in these raised beds. We also have the ability to put heat in here, which will allow us to extend our season a little bit further than you would if you were growing crops outside in a normal fall setting. So what we've got going on right now is we've just got some radishes that we've started. You can see that they've come up pretty well. We've got some onions and carrots that we're messing with a little bit to see if we can get those to grow and come on before the winter. On the other side, we have greens over there. We're going to be doing lettuce. We're going to be doing basil, other types of crops. We're also going to be using a succession planting here. So we've got some that are going in now. We've got some that will be going in a couple of weeks. So we'll have food and crops going throughout the fall. Our hope is that we'll have harvestable crops coming around Thanksgiving and maybe even around the end of the year. If this all works, we're going to do a crop rotation. So we'll take the crops that we're growing on this side, move them over to the other side, and vice versa. So we have crop rotation going in our small little modified high tunnel here. So you can see how we've got these beds laid out. We've got these on 30-inch beds. That way we can do a lot of crops in a small amount of space. These beds are only about 16 feet wide and 72 feet long with an 18-inch walkway. And we do that so we can reach across for harvesting and for weeding and not have our foot traffic actually in our bed. It's better for our beds because we don't compact them and allows us to have room and be able to reach across the whole entire bed as we work. But we'll have the ability to put several different crops and allow us to grow a nice volume of crops in a fairly dense space. Okay everybody, welcome back. As you can see, it's been about 6 weeks since we shot the first part of the video, and things have really done well in our modified high tunnel here. We've got, from your right to left, we've got onions, we've got radishes, beets, and carrots coming in here, and they're doing really well. So the way that I've structured this, we've kind of set the crops up so they're finishing up or they're nearly mature before it gets under a 10-hour day length. Once there are less than about 10 hours of day length, crops really don't have enough light to photosynthesize and really produce good crops. They really slow down and how fast they grow. This is kind of an advantage because you have some cool in here so you can use the ground as kind of a storage area. So we're basically storing our carrots and our onions in our outdoor planting beds. So it works out really well. So if you remember earlier, I talked about succession planting. And what that means is we want to plant things at various times throughout the season so we have an ongoing supply of produce. So you can see what I've done here. We've got lettuce that's really pretty close to harvest in these two beds, and in these two beds behind me, this lettuce will be ready in another couple weeks. So that way we can not have a full harvest at one time, but actually have some now and a little bit later. A good practice to use at home too, so you're not overloaded with a certain crop at one time of year. You can have more crops at different times. Also in this bed, you can see behind me we've got some Asian greens, we've done some basil, we have some cilantro up here. Things are doing really well. So we've got to that point where we're ready to harvest some stuff and actually ready to sell it. Now, if you didn't know, we're selling some of this produce retail out of the store. We have tomatoes and cucumbers that are ready that we've been selling, that we're growing in our greenhouse, and they're for sale on the retail. And we're going to be selling some lettuce and carrots and radishes. So if you're looking for something, some good local produce in the middle of the winter, come out and see us here at Colonial.